Good afternoon. Welcome back to Crochet with Lulu. It is almost noon here in Middle Tennessee. How is everyone doing and how was your weekend? How is your weather? It's beautiful here. It's turned a little cooler, but that's wonderful. Just to let you know, we're still having a little bit of that up and down temperature weather. We had a good rain yesterday evening, and then last night around, I guess 8:30 or 9 o'clock, it opened up and it just poured, and then I think it was over. I just wanted to say hello and hop on here and show a few makes. I finished the cat. An absolutely awesome pattern to work with. Note to self, don't be a Lulu. When you are working this, you will work this much of your top, and then you'll work the base in whichever order that you want to, and then of course the tail is sewn onto the back. Now the instructions were awesome as far as the pattern, not so much as where to put things. So I just looked at the picture with the eyes and the whiskers and the nose and the tail. It did say that you could add something to make the tail, you know, posable, but I just left the tail. I stuffed it, but not so much. The note to self was to not be a Lulu. I knew better, but I done it anyways. I used two different thicknesses of yarns. So I had my head, ears, all of that done, come along, and I done the body, the base. The head was probably this much too small for the base. Now I was gonna add some black along the bottom, and I thought that's gonna be more trouble than it's worth. So I did use the gold that I used here and for the tail to kind of distinguish where my stitches were. Now in the book, it kind of shows that the ears are kind of pointed in like that. But I'm real pleased with them. I didn't do the best job at sewing it together. This side looks wonderful. This side's a little off kilter, but hey, I was pleased to get it done. I finished it probably about 9 last night. I was worn out, and it wasn't the fact that the pattern wore me out, it was I wore myself out. I don't like working with black yarn, as you know, it's hard to see. So I had the overhead light on, I had this lamp on, and we're having work here done today if you hear thumping and hammering. But yes, I was real pleased with it. The pattern was absolute awesome to work with. Like I said, it just didn't show you, it didn't tell you exactly where to put the tail. So I just came along. Of course, there's, you know, you've got your seam. So I just put it in the middle, and then the tail kind of hangs off to the side. Not real crazy about the tail, but I'm done with it. I'm done with this. Now the next one I work with, I do plan on making more. It is a fiber fill eater. I mean, if I had stuffed it to where that it was completely thick, it would have probably used 1/4 of my bag of fiber fill. It used a lot of fiber fill. I stuffed some of the ears, but not as much, because I thought she may want, this goes to my cousin. The other things I finished, I made dishcloths, dish/washcloths. I was so thankful. My son's girlfriend brought me a tote of yarn probably 3 weeks ago now, and in that was some cones of cotton. I was so thankful. So I made dishcloth, washcloths. Now this is some I had, and it just barely made 2. It was 102 yards. It was a new little cake I had found. So, oh, and I did have this much left over to start another one. So I thought I'll just finish it in white. This is, I have a lot left on the cone, but I was saving it for some Christmas gifts. And then here was the white that I had. So that is my gifts finished and ready to be bagged up and ready to go. I just wanted to do the video. Again, this was an absolute wonderful pattern. And it was with, excuse me while I lean, the Boye crochet book. I taught myself to crochet that my friend had given me a couple of years ago at Christmas. And this was the pattern. On the back of the book, it shows all of the different patterns that are in this book. And I thought I might make that, of course, I've made the book pouches before. This is for a tablet. But I thought I would for sure make some more book pouches for Christmas gifts. I love the granny square things that you can make, but I'm just not that patient. You know, I'm working on one for my son's girlfriend for a sweater vest. But I do not like, and I do not enjoy making the granny squares because you have all of those ends to weave in. But yeah, there are, I think the purse is cute, the little tote bag. And then I would like to make one with the little flap. And then, of course, I will for sure make some more of the cats because I really enjoyed it. You get up to a stitch count, I believe, 78. So it is a lot of, I know when I was first doing the base, you start and then you work up. It was the size of a bucket hat. And I thought, oh, if all else fails, I have a bucket hat. Because you have 78 stitches. So that's more than enough for most of your bucket hats. But yeah, I will for sure. I do plan on making some more of the cats because, I mean, it's straightforward. Once you get you make one ear, and then you make your second ear, and then you bring them together. That was the roughest part for me. And then you've got to really watch your stitch count because it's different than most of our amigurumis that we do. And that stands to reason because you're shaping this to come out kind of this direction. And this would not have been wonky had it not been for the simple fact that I put it together. But I was real pleased with the pattern. So that's really all I have to show this morning. I was just so happy to get the cat done and ready to go. She has a black cat and then she has a gold and white cat. So this kind of has everything but the white in it from both of her cats. And then I may make some little bees for the cats and then just tell her she can dip it in catnip and they can smack it back and forth and not put the eyes on it and probably not the wings. So basically it's going to be an oblong hacky sack. That may be what I do for her cats. So they'll have a little toy to play with. they'll probably want to play with this, so I'll just tell her if she wants it to be a big ginormous kitty toy just to dip it in some catnip and watch it be. This was really easy to do. I kind of done something different there, and I don't really remember what I done, but even the placement of the eyes were easy. It was just a really nice pattern to work with. That's really all I have. I'm rambling, as we know I do. I hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. Leave me comments what you're working on and what are your plans for the week. I have one day this week I will get to spend some time with my cousin that this goes to and my other two cousins that these go to. And then we're having work done here today. And then I know Friday we're having some work done here. Other than that, I really don't know. I don't have a whole lot going on. Just spending some time with cousins and hanging out. But I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Join me back next time for more Crochet with Lulu and more things. Bye-bye.